Hello everyone. Today's episode is mostly intended for our newer members. We will touch on some basics of gold and silver stacking, such as why and how to buy physical gold and silver coins, bars and other types of bullion safely. We had a lot of new people joining us recently, and some of you might still be on the very first stages of your gold and silver endeavor. I was actually thinking about creating a brand new playlist, just for the beginners. Probably we'll break it down into a few short topics and we'll be adding episodes as we go. If you have any suggestions regarding topics you wanted to talk about, please post them in the comments below. I will try to include your questions into upcoming series. In these episodes I will share some of my thoughts and experiences to hopefully help you avoid same mistakes and maybe save you some time. For anyone else, I always happy to see you here for any reason. Welcome to another episode. Without further delay, let's see some gold and silver. So, what is stacking? I think about stacking as building alternative savings account. Stacking is different from buying collectible coins. Numismatics and collectibles are very interesting topics, but it is a whole different story the way I see it. In this video I will only be covering buying bullion to accumulate wealth and build savings, creating savings account that doesn't have common risks of paper currency savings account. Specifically, any part of existing banking system is vulnerable to moods and whims of ruling elites. If you have an account in a bank, it can be frozen, taxed, used to satisfy some outstanding claims against you. It is also a subject to hidden taxation via inflation. Government still claims they have control, but the numbers say otherwise so far. Recent consumer price indexes, or CPI, and more obscure but probably even more consequential producer price index, or PPI, really show a bleak picture. It appears inflation is here to stay. Be it 5% or 15%, the result is the same. Your dollar-denominated savings account is getting smaller. That brings us to a topic of ownership of the physical gold and silver. Stacking physical gold and silver, and I want to be very clear, gold and silver you can hold in your hands, offers some hedge against the risks I outlined above. As an asset outside of the banking system, it offers enhanced protection. Ultimately, it is up to you to ensure its safety. Another reason to stack gold and silver is basic diversification to protect against inflation. Gold historically has been considered a natural hedge against irresponsible government fiscal policies. We can all debate if the government was actually irresponsible or not. I can see the arguments both ways. But the fact remains. More and more money flooding the system, and regardless of causes, dollar is being devalued. Now, you have to be very clear. Gold and especially silver have some commodity risks. Prices can go up and down depending on factors that we can't control, and it is not a guarantee that price today will be higher tomorrow. Gold and silver are a long game asset. I like to use historic perspective. In early 2000 or thereabout, gold traded at around $400. During the dot-com bubble, it went down to roughly $300, which was almost 25% loss. But if you zoom out, you will see that over the next decade it reached almost $2,000. So, the point is, short-term prices can fluctuate a lot. Size your gold and silver position accordingly. If you borrow on your credit card to buy an ounce of gold and it goes down by 25% when you need money in a hurry, you have a problem. Again, only invest what you can put away for a while. It is just my opinion. I didn't have a need to liquidate gold in a hurry, but I did have to sell some stocks at loss just to see it turn a nice profit 6 months down the road. So how to buy physical gold and silver? There are many options. I will focus on 2 most common ways. Specifically, buying from a local coin shop or local retail bullion dealer and buying from online dealer. Your coin shop options will be limited by your location. If you live in or next to a bigger city, most likely there will be a few choices. I live in a large metropolitan area, and we have probably 10 shops within 10-mile radius. If you are living in a small town with only one shop, most likely your best bet would be online dealer. Local coin shops are my favorite choice. It is a very good idea to establish some local relationships. If you ever need to liquidate your gold and silver, you can simply walk into your local store and trade your precious metals for cash. Most of the transactions are anonymous, which can be a big plus. Both, when you buy and when you sell. I will leave the discussion about reporting thresholds for another video. For now, it will suffice to say that I can walk into a store and exchange my cash for say gold or in reverse in minutes without much paperwork. Another huge plus for me is that I can bargain. Most of the time my local coin dealers will match or beat any prices. If you shop somewhat regularly, you will know staff and they will know you. That incentivizes both parties to bring their best game every time. Most of the shops are operated by the owner with years of experience and you can always pick their brain. Most of them are more than willing to share their knowledge. Now, there are some instances when you just don't click. In this case, I just move on to the next shop where my business is valued. Another reason I like to shop locally is the speed of transaction. You can get what you need right there and then. Most of the time I just call ahead, and by the time I arrive everything is more or less set and ready. Now to the downside. Inventory. This is my main problem. I was working on assembling a mini monster box of silver Britannias, and at this point I emptied all of the local supply. Coin shops will carry most common things like eagles, maples, or generic bars or rounds, but if you need something specific and just outside of the most common, you might be out of luck. A quick definition clinic for some of brand new here. When we say coins, we usually mean gold or silver products issued by a sovereign. Like maples are minted by Royal Canadian Mint, eagles by US Mint, for example. Rounds and bars are usually minted by private mints and as such are not guaranteed by the government. Now, I buy both. In my opinion, there are reasons to own both. Like tax and retirement reasons. But again, I wouldn't want to open a whole new discussion and make this video into a 5-hour endeavor. We will leave this topic for another video. So, to quickly summarize benefits and downsides of shopping at the local coin shop. Pros: anonymity, speed, bargaining power, community. Cons: inventory. Another quick note. All coin shops are very different. Some cater to collectors, some cater to stackers, some in between. Few visits will be in order to figure what works for you. Now to the next common way to buy physical gold and silver: online bullion dealers. Let's start by stating that not all online dealers are created equally. Some specialize on product variety at a slightly higher prices, some focus on more budget-friendly solutions, some specialize on a specific niche. I will just use some of my examples to highlight differences. I use Appmex if I need a variety. This is one of the largest online bullion dealers, and as far as I can tell, they are offering the widest variety of precious metals. You can find anything. From some historic coins dating back to Julius Caesar, all the way to the newest exclusive releases by Australian Perth Mint. It looks like they operate as a marketplace. Some of the product offerings are sold by third parties, with Appmex apparently acting as a platform. This is probably a reason for a slightly higher price. It appears that their main advantage is the depth of product lineup. On the other side, with more discount-oriented strategy, is SD Bullion. Excellent service and lowest prices. But if you are looking for something more specific, they might not have it. If I want 1-ounce silver American Eagle, they are the place I would go. If I need a half-ounce gold Britannia, they might not have this less common item available. Lower prices, lower variety. Those are just a couple of examples. You will need to do your own research and make your own decision. There are many options to choose from. JM Bullion, Mike's Maloney's GoldSilver.com, Silver.com, and so forth. I would suggest sticking with the major players. In my opinion, between 3 or 4 of them you can find anything you will ever need. Now to some important details. When you buy online, beware of pricing. What you see is not what you most likely will end up paying. There is no fraud of any kind. It's just how they market products. First off, the price you see up front usually reserved for large quantities. When you hover cursor over the listing you will see the breakdown. Secondly, if you are paying with credit card, your final price will include a 3 or 4% surcharge that will be added at the checkout. I would suggest paying with electronic check, but keep in mind, it will take them at least a week to clear the order if you use electronic check. I do not know the mechanics. Normally, retailer will debit your bank account in a day or 2, but the shipping will not happen until a week later. On their websites they say it takes that long to confirm the payment. Some ship a bit faster. But not by much. The difference is a day or 2. SD Bullion usually ships the fastest. If you pay with credit card, shipping usually happens next day. But again, they will charge credit card fee. Also, be advised that sometimes signature on delivery is required. You will have to be there to sign for the package. Appmex sends their shipments with signature required. If you try to reroute package to a pickup location where you can get it at your own convenience, it is restricted. So you will need to figure out delivery options before you place order. I do not blame them. With all the theft and fraud they are trying to protect themselves. You, on the other hand, wouldn't want your expensive package to be dropped off by your door while you are away. That part of online buying is a bit annoying, since I have to take some time off to just sit and wait for the delivery. Another important lesson I learned was sales taxes. In some states, gold sales are subject to taxation. In some, gold is exempt. To make it even more complicated, in states where gold sales are taxed, there is a threshold you should be aware of. Sometimes if you buy less than certain amount, you are taxed, but if you buy $1 over that threshold, it's tax-free. Go figure. I would check with your state to see if you are subject to this. You might be able to save quite a bit by spending just a few dollars more. These are just few thoughts and suggestions, and I will post more in the coming weeks. Thank you for watching. If you are new here, welcome. Please like and subscribe if you would like to see more of these videos as they come out. If you have been here for a while, it was good seeing you here again. Until next time.